Ilatorious, Victorialus.
How many dudes are left? Julii, cool. Is like a... Oh, it's a clearing as well. Right, let's start massacring the remaining bands of infantry. 9 on that front. How many other dudes? Okay, there's a good clump of infantry there. That's taking some quite nasty abuse. There's still some packs of infantry still running about. Get 'em! So those guys are so screwed. So yeah, those two guys are screwed. Right, there's my general. Okay, so there's lots of clumps of smaller infantry. I'm gonna send them over here. No, go for them.
The enemy show their true virtue. They are not soldiers, only frightened rabbits running from our men.
One of the cooler aspects of the later Total War games is that the enemy would automatically get killed if you just simply guide just into them, which, you know, isn't... It's kind of a handy thing, especially if, like in Shogun 2, I had this tactic whereupon I simply just lined my commander's cavalry in the way of the retreating masses, and obviously because the people are retreating, you have no control over them. So if you had the right amount of cavalry versus the infantry, you could quite easily massacre the remaining infantry left. So, okay, there was still a vast majority of Gallic people still alive, regretfully. However, we have completely annihilated the remaining bits of infantry throughout the game. So they're retreating, and my men are all like, yay! They're all dead. Somehow, some people are still in the forest. I wonder, who are these guys? Where are they? Oh, there they are. Oh, I see. Having a little snooze in the... Have a little walk outside so we can see you. Okay, so the Gallic people on this side are completely routed. Let's have a look to see where you are. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Yeah, so let's quit. Yep.
This is a moment of triumph to savor. Roman arms have crushed the enemy.
So that was a pretty good battle.
Victory!
So the Gallic people are now going to start attacking either again, or we're going to be seeing...
Awaiting your command.
Okay, cool. Now. Okay, so the Greeks have got Syracuse up here. Can I produce something? Oh, I can actually produce something. Oh, bugger. It's probably next turn that we're going to start seeing... okay, good. The enemy army has routed. We are suffering from damage in profits. The faction announcements means that that's gone on. Cool. Asculum now has a temple. That's very good. Arretium, so Arminium, now has nothing else to build. I think not. What would be a good idea to spend? How's the people feeling? They're not feeling too happy about having to pay loads of taxes, so I'm going to get another Jupiter temple going up. So you guys go back to Medulonium and retrain whatever. Oh, yes! I am liking the look of that. Now let's fix up my heroes,
General,
and let us head off towards the front.
no more moves, sir.
So I'm going to put my spy here and put my other spy, who should be ready by now. Zoop.
My way. Out of moves, sir.
And retrain him. I will put some like rather crappy infantry in the place of the Principes, but at the moment I will just withdraw them over to here. Right, 926. I'll put some. We'll put recruit 2 Hastati in, as well as maybe 1 more slinger, so that way it refixes them up. Now we've got Principes being trained for next 3 turns. My general now has an ability to hit people a lot harder than he used to, and generally speaking, things are just we're just mulling over. We're doing a couple of things. So fingers crossed this all works out. My army is now being resupplied and re-equipped. Over here is going along like that. I don't know how long we've been recording for, but probably over the hour. I have a feeling we have been recording over the hour. However, this is going to be that, and we're going to lose this town next. There is nothing I can do. There is nothing I can do. So, unsurprisingly, what's probably going to happen is my next, well, my position down south will be compromised, which will mean I'll have to start attacking the Carthaginians. I don't really want to attack Carthage, but do I have 3? No, I didn't think there would be. Didn't think you could recruit, couldn't you? Astarte. When will they yeah, you couldn't recruit if you wanted to, could you? Orbia could be recruiting Hastati to try and act as a defensive force. So, we were not profitable, but we were at least there. The Builder and Influence, that's not bad. Aretium now has stables, which is quite nice. Cavalry stables. I think larger Temple of Julius now will be a good idea. I think everyone has a bit more of a, if we have a bit more of a religious sense, we'll be alright. So Hastati, all Principe trained. These guys, you've got to fix them up.
Orders.
Army heading into the... Oh, hello. I don't actually have any other cavalry with me, do I? Right, okay, so we've got a Gallic army here who's a bit better than my dudes. We are training here.
Your Honor.
And my dude should... Probably my spy should have went first. I have a feeling my spy should have gone first, but we can't do anything about it. We have a strong army with Velites to attack Aventicum. And the Gallic people only have... Oh, hello. First archer people. So... Vercingetorix! Oh, wicked. I've heard of that name. Not sure where from, but... I heard the name. Okay, so Pavatium are slightly more happier now. My... Oh! I was going to say, what the hell are you doing here?
Orders. Orders. Daryl. Onward. Combining troops. No more moves, sir.
Right, so...
Orders.
We have got a lot of Praetorians. Oh, sorry, Principes. Oh, wow, that's cool. Samnite or Mermello. Ooh, tough decision. Actually, no. Oh, Mermello have that. I think I might go for Samnite Gladiators, because in battle, these guys will definitely work out as to be a better choice. So next turn, what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically have... oh yeah, I can move my navy now. Sweet.
Yes, Captain.
And... Okay, so what would I really need to have as part of an army? Well... You see, what would really be a good idea is perhaps for me to construct an archery range. Instead of having a religious X-point, it would probably be a good idea for me to attack... I don't know. When do we start playing? No, I don't think we've actually gone over the hour. I think we're like maybe 45 minutes into it, so we've still got time. I hope. Right, okay, so that turns over. If we can just get that sorted. Yeah, so once I get down south, we can start attacking the Carthaginians. I don't think, to be honest, I'm going to go crazy on them, but maybe if the Scipii haven't actually, you know, if the Scipii get off their arses and start attacking, then maybe we can, well, if they haven't done already, we can start attacking the boot tip of them, of Carthage. Retaking Carlisle is our first and most important objective. Meanwhile, I'll also have to start pushing back Aventicum. Once we've captured Aventicum, I'll be heading down south to capture this location here, and then maybe we can enter into peace negotiations with Carthage, because I don't really want to go to war with Carthage yet. But something tells me I may end up having to, just because of a necessity. Joy. Anyway. So, Sling Auxilia, and my General, and Im. Right, so. Seleucid, Carthage. Carthage isn't up. Don't withdraw. Find out where he is. Right, okay, so we're being assaulted once again by the Gallic people, but we are less outnumbered. Well, we outnumber them, but only by a couple of dudes. So this might be the last battle of the episode, I think. No! And it would appear that we're going to have to deploy after he will. Well, before he will. So, here we go.
These Gauls do not need your fear.
Oh, those bastards.
Cold steel will bring them down, just like any other men. This army is fully 1/4 of all our warriors. Imagine how we look to our enemies, and take heart from that thought. Our people expect great things of us, and we are the men to do great things. Here we stand.
Right, okay, so I'm going to kind of hill camp on this one, mainly because of the lack of vision, but also because, well, let's face it, they would do the same. So I'm just going to deploy as such, and they'll have to attack me, so large Romano army. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to deploy it in phases. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so 6 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, okay, so yes. So 6 units of the first Hastati line will be formed up as such. Then the next 6 units, which have the Precipes in them, will form up the second line. You guys will defend on both flanks. And you two will form the center line defense. You guys will form along the outside of these first 2 lines. General will form up alongside here. And Bob's your uncle sorted. Now, regretfully, I can't see where the bastard is. Oh, there he is. There's his army. What a large army it be. And what I'll do to keep the action pace going is to cut recording, and then when they get closer, I'll start recording again. And we're back. So, after a few minutes of waiting for the fog to lift, now what I'm doing is I'm just going to be deploying my men accordingly. So, along this line. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of. I agree. I don't know how people will view this tactic, but it's a tactic that I used possibly to an excessive amount. I will be honest with you, during my first time playing this. But then that said, every time I deployed against an army and I was trying to be tactical, the enemy army would more often than not just go to the nearest hill and hill camp. So, you know, I have an advantage here. I can use the hill to my advantage, you know, and I'm going to use it. And it's campaign, so theoretically means I'm off the hook somehow. Right, I'm keeping my velites in skirmish mode. And here we go, and here's the reason why. All these guys will be tired, and they're going uphill. Hee 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 hee. Right, they're going to be a lot more up front and close and personal. Okay, they're actually going to attack on multiple fronts, aren't they? Right, they've thrown. Are they going to move? Nope. I've kept him in skirmish mode just for that occasion. Okay. Rapid reaction style. Okay, so we've knocked out one Guallic warband. And there is a barbarian warlord. Catch him. Oh god, I completely forgot about them. Right, you guys... Okay, so they've broken the whole front, which is absolutely fantastic. Oh, you cowards. That coward gonna have to... That guy's gonna get away now. I hate it when these armies do it now. They're retreating a hell of a lot more than they used to. Wish they didn't. Just goes to show the importance of having extra cavalry. Okay, so if I can't have their generals, I might as well kill their infantry.
Enemies show their true virtue. They are not soldiers, only frightened rabbits running from our men.
Okay, so once again our opponent decides to not have any balls and decides to withdraw, which is quite frustrating in all aspects, because in some aspects, because it's just like, come on, you know, fight us. But sadly, okay, so 12. Now it's all about selecting the right amount of infantry to engage. You know, I want to try and reduce their numbers as effectively as possible. Catch there, Forester Warband. Archers are quite an essential target when it comes to engaging. Right, 40s, 11, 38, 35. Guys, 26. Right, so there are the last few guys withdrawing. And there's the last one. So this battle went a hell of a lot better than I thought it would, but then at the same time, I don't know. I could have, with every battle I reckon, I think the best way is to always have lots of cavalry in your army. This is how I valued cavalry, is mainly just as something used to throw your opponent down.
All Rome will be amazed at such a victory. The day is ours!
And now on to Aventicum. So the enemy killed 200 of my men. I've knocked out a good portion of theirs. The only people who have survived are the cowardly generals and whoever else was there. There is another freaking army coming this way. They're very persistent little buggers, I will be honest with you. Their persistency does them well. It's annoying as Christ, but it does them well. Cavalry or auxilia. They are missile cavalry, fair enough. Oh, we can build something. Right, well, because we've got a lot of cash being spent on important stuff, I'm thinking communal farming will be a good idea. So, end of turn report. We are 258 down. They're waiting. This settlement needs to attack those guys. Yeah, they got like 4 dudes. They've mainly just got Iberian infantry and medium spearmen. So, potentially, if I had the ability to, I could potentially go down south in 4 turns if I had an army capable of going down in 4 turns. Say 1, 2, 3. Maybe if I'm lucky, you know, if I go now. So,
General, Imperator,
get in my army.
sir.
But then, of course, you've got the problem of having to wait for God knows how long. I have been popular with the Senate. It's quite nice. The faction announcements. We've just had a baby born, and Vibus Victor has got some tax dreads. Medalonium finally has some stone walls, which are very much needed. An extremely high tax rate now must be called to do this. Principes trained and everything, so that's good. Parvatium as well. Give the people some toilets. And Scythia there. Right, let's go look at my diplomat before we head off.
Without delay, Your Honor. No more moves.
Really? I'm going that way.
No more moves.
Right, okay. So they're still doing stuff to the area and it's being a bit of a pain in the ass, but what can you do? What I'm going to do though is I'm going to use whatever resources I've got left here and train some extra infantry. Actually, the first archer unit, because they're actually cheaper by 10 denarii than the auxiliary. So, there you go, my first archer unit. We can actually start dumping these guys now. Look at that, upkeep for them. Whereas if we wanted to start recruiting these guys, both of them are... Okay, so the upkeep for these guys is 170, but the upkeep for these guys is 190. So,
General!
I think it's a fair enough point. So what is this here? Lots of dudes, but not much defense. Yeah, let's start pushing. Brah! Right, well what I'm going to do is I'm going to save it here. And can I just put that up? Cool, yeah. So, this is the end of episode 8. It's possibly gone a little bit over the hour, but either way. Anyhow, so what I'm going to do... So, in this episode, we have defended against an attack on Melonium. We've been set the task of capturing... I don't think we can actually access it. We've been set the task by our Senate to attack Aventicum. So we'll have to try and find a way of capping that. Another Gallic army is now coming from the undergrowth. I've got to start watching where these guys come from. And the Carthaginians are now starting to push their luck. So, I have an army in preparation to head out. So, will I get to Carolise before I have to either surrender the city, which I won't, or will I have to go out there and fight every single one of those guys? Either way, this should be an exciting next episode. So, if you guys enjoy this kind of content, do let me know in the comment section down below. Likes or subscriptions are always grateful. Feed the fun machine. It's a very important machine. And it is very much cool for you guys to respond. If you guys are experienced World of Rome Total Wars players and you have good ideas on how to beat strategies like these, do let me know. If my economy could be being run a little better, let me know on that one. Anything like that is always thumbs up. So, with all that said, thank you very much for watching. This is Crap Hunter signing out. Catch you next time, guys.